Hey there and welcome to this video. Today I want to paint a watercolor pattern, and it's probably mostly leaves. So I've got my blending palettes with watercolor on them over here. There's still watercolor on them and I kind of practice what I want to do, so I think I have a plan. But yeah, I'm gonna add a bit more blue though onto the palette. And I want to start off by painting leaves, so I need my glass of water over here. Okay, because this color is already dried out. And so I'm going to start with a thin line. Can be a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to add more pressure to it. And I want to add blue here. But I want it to be greenish blue. And another leaf. But you need to add the second color when the first one is still red, so that you get those nice blends. A little bit more over there. Can kind of mix it up here. And you see that here the blue from the stem is already going into the green, which is quite nice actually. And another one over here. Of course, you can still add a little bit more. Now I need to be very careful so that I don't get my hands over the still wet paint, which I sometimes like to do, and smudge it completely over and mess it up. Okay, I also want to add another leaf on the top here, but I think I'm gonna wait until those are dry because I feel like I would put my hand on them and then smudge it, and so I'm gonna wait a tiny bit. Oops. And leaves are actually quite simple to paint, so you just need to adjust the pressure, kind of like with brush lettering. And another leaf over here, a small one. Okay, now I want to add some bluish stripes, or blue stripes, all over the page, something like that. Can be also a little bit lighter. We're gonna add some other leaves to those stripes in later when the paint is dry. And now I also want to add some green dots, so not too dark. And I also have another palette over here. I want to add an orangey peachy color to this pattern as well. And my original idea was to paint flowers into the orange dots, but I think I'm not going to do this because I'm not that good at drawing flowers yet. So I might do something differently. I just add those for decoration so that there is a little bit of contrast in here. But you could also add some flowers, some roses, if you want to, either with a pen or with watercolors, depending how comfortable you feel drawing or painting. So I'm gonna let this completely dry and then come back and add some lines and some other leaves, which I will use a pen for, but I need to let this dry first. Okay, so the paint should be dry, and I have a fine liner here and the pencil pocket brush, so let's go ahead and add some details. So I'm gonna start off with the leaves, and I'm just gonna do double line and very loosely and messy adding some lines to the leaves. And this should not look exact or pretty, just very messy. Some lines in there. So this is very, very easy, obviously. Okay, so next I'm gonna add some lines to those blue stripes. So I'm gonna draw a line here. Did I say draw some lines? I mean draw some leaves. And then adding those leafies over here, also very quick and easy. And also some lines over here. So this is actually a very easy pattern to make, and this is kind of like drawing hearts over here. And you can see that I'm also doing this very messy and trying not to get it perfectly or something like that. Going outside those watercolor base. I'm very quick about this. Don't overthink it. And the last one. Well, I'm kind of trying to go with the same shape as the watercolor, so I'm going with the leaf like this and not like this, if that makes sense. So the line goes like that, and so does the leaf, and not like the line goes like this and the leaf goes like this. But obviously you could also mess around with that. So that's about adding leaves to or lines to the watercolor parts. Now I also want to add some lines. Some leaves with the pens. I mean, I just did, but I used those watercolor thingies, lines for this. So first I'm gonna use my pencil pocket brush, and this can be a little bit more tricky, maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna start with a small line, or quite a thin line, and then I am adding pressure, and I'm kind of drawing, it's kind of like a heart shape, but you can see that there's a gap. And as I mentioned before, you could paint flowers into the peachy, orangey color circles, whatever. But I'm just gonna overlap them with the other leaves I'm gonna draw and have them more as decorations. I want to be a little bit too careful where I place them, because I also want to place another type of leaf later on. So I don't want to overdo it with this one. Now I'm gonna use the fine liner again to add some messy leaves. I'm thinking about maybe letting it dry, because the pencil pocket brush is quite inky, so you might smudge it, but I think I should be fine. So for this I'm also gonna draw, it's similar like to the leaves over here, so very messy. So I'm gonna go here and add some thin double lines like this. But this time those leaves are thinner. I'm gonna add some more over here. So this is also very, very quick and kind of loose, I'd say. So now I'm gonna add one more here. This is also something you don't really need to overthink. Oh, Okay, this is maybe a little bit too messy, but it's alright, I think. And maybe one on the top here. And yeah, that's already it. It's actually very simple because it's very loose and quick and easy to do. So I hope you painted along with me or drew along with me. And yeah, I hope you liked this video and maybe see you in my next one. Bye!